March 22nd. It is 2:01, and I call to order the Administration Committee meeting. I am happy to have each of you to join us today. This is basically a new committee. We have our first time meeting in 2022, and this is one of the committees that we've had new members to join as a result of the administration change within the city council. So we have Mrs. Abbott, who is a veteran member of this committee and has chaired this committee for many years. So we're very happy to have her here with us to keep us in order and to keep us online. She's got the historical data that I'm sure we'll be able to use. And then we welcome Councilor Carol Clark as a new member of this committee. So thank you all. At this time, we do not have any approval of minutes. This is, again, is our first meeting of the year, and so we do not have any minutes that require approval. Under old and new business, we do have vacancies that have been presented to us for municipal appointments. Again, these are judge vacancies that monitor and manage within our municipal court. Council members, we do have a list of full-time judges that are already appointed to these positions. If you will see on this two-page document, this does list those openings and those terms that have expired. And we also have, through resignation, we have a full-time judge position in place 2 that will be replacing Judge Nia Parsons Hudson, and then we have a part-time judge, place 3, to replace Judge Keisha Davis. Judge Davis was elected into a Jefferson County judge position, and of course Judge Hudson resigned. So I would like to entertain any discussion that we look at the list of those judges that are currently serving and see what is the pleasure of the council regarding those. Yes, Mrs. Abbott.
Okay. Since I've been ready to do this for about the last year.
I know. I was going to give you that honor.
First of all, I would like for us to reappoint all of the sitting judges to another term because the presiding judge says everybody is doing an excellent job and he'd like to keep it that way. So that would be my first suggestion. And then the second suggestion would be that we would appoint to fill the full-time municipal judge with, edit, just a second, open to the right spot. Larisha Cade Spearman to that full-time slot to replace Nia Parson Hudson, and then on the part-time judge that we appoint
Michael Clark.
Yeah, to fill.
My cousin.
Yeah, spelled his name right.
Even
didn't it?
spell same.
Okay, and so that would be my motion unless we need to have a discussion about.
Second. Okay. Well, thank you. It has been moved and properly second. And so we don't have any discussion, councilors. I believe I'm in total.
It's just been hanging so long
Yes.
that I'm ready.
Yes. Well, having no discussion, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor of these reappointments and then the 2 new appointments, we'll say, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? It's unanimous. Thank you all so much, and we will bring this item to the council next week, as well as alert those 2 individuals that we have moved them forward for those positions.
And Judge Sparks.
And Judge Sparks will probably want to know a little bit
He's
about it.
probably sitting on the edge of his seat. He's
Thank
probably
you.
fallen off a few times while he was waiting.
I'm going to agree on that. Well, thank you all. I know this has been a long time coming. I appreciate both of you as committee members that we've wanted to really be sure that this is one of the first actions of this committee. So thank you all. And again, congratulations to those our residing judges who are already residing, as well as the 2 new appointees. And we want to thank Judge Hudson and Judge Davis for their service that they gave to the municipal courts. Thank you very much. The next item is a First Amendment to development and lease agreements with the downtown Jimmy Hill Mission, and this has been submitted by by Chief Chaz Mitchell but Mr. Stanley is going to walk us through that. So Attorney Stanley, thank you.
Stand here. Good afternoon to the committee. I'm Jim Stanley from the Office of the City Attorney. And the first item concerns parallel amendments to some.
Sorry, apologize.
These are parallel amendments to a lease agreement and a development agreement that go back to 2002 with the Jimmy Hale mission. The city owns Old Thomas School property on 2nd Avenue North and determined to lease it to Jimmy Hale Mission. In 2002, they agreed and have redeveloped it for used to provide their various services. The lease was for a term of 40 years originally, and the lease provided that at the end of the term, it contemplated the Jimmy Hale Mission would purchase the property. There were really two avenues. They could buy it for $100 and agree to continue with a restrictive covenant to use it for their services, or they could pay market value and take it free and clear if they needed to flip or whatever in 40 years. They would have the ability to do that. The mission has approached the city and said they want to go ahead and move up the purchase of the property. They're willing to take title with the restriction because they do plan to continue to use it. So these are amendments to the development agreement, corresponding amendment to the lease agreement that will allow them to, instead of waiting 40 years, to proceed with the purchase of the property subject to that restriction. And we have representatives from Jimmy Hale if you ask any questions.
Well, thank you. Councilors, do you have any questions regarding this item? I know we haven't.
I really don't. I mean, I was here when we did this.
Me too.
There were a bunch of us that have been hanging around a little bit, and that was in 2002. So half of the 40 years has passed, and I guess they decided they're going to stick with it
Lord ain't done with us.
after 20 years. So I really don't have any questions. I mean, I figured this would happen.
Yes, Councilor.
I just have a comment and a question. I remember it too, and there was a big deal about saving the building, and because it was an important historic structure in Birmingham, and actually it's really the Thomas Pettiford School, which I hope you all will research that and just honor Pettiford in some way, because there's nothing in the city that bears his name. And the plates from Wallace Rayfield, the architectural plate calls it the Thomas Pettiford School, and I was supposed to send you a picture of that.
Yeah, you did.
But anyway, I didn't. But anyway, I still have the book at home. I will. And there is a Rayfield museum that 16th Street Baptist Church is working on. And to really, they're trying to buy this collection of plates of Rayfield's. I guess back then they printed. He'd had to make these plates to print the plans on, and some guy found them in a barn in Bessemer. He's about to tear the barn down. So 16th Street is trying to acquire the plates, but anyway, it calls it the Thomas Pettiford. Just to say that. But you all done a really great job and have gone beyond and really built a campus. So Jim, does the restriction, is it perpetual, or does it have an expiration?
It was written as perpetual.
Okay. So the restrictions are perpetual. But they would be able to come back to the city if at some point they decided they'd outgrown it and needed to.
That would be negotiated as well.
Okay.
At the time.
All right. Well, I don't have any more comments or questions. Thank you.
Well, if it's appropriate, I would make a motion that we approve this, or send our recommendation for approval to the full council.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, and we've had the discussion. I don't think there are any other questions.
I'm sorry.
No, I failed to do it correctly. So, thank you, councilors. Could we entertain a vote then to move that forward to the council?
Oh, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's unanimous. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next Tuesday.
Appreciate the work that you do for us. Thank you. All right, our next item is regarding cemetery lot deeds for the Oak Hill Memorial Association, and that will be presented to us by Attorney Stanley.
Thank you, nice meeting you.
So the Oak Hill Cemetery is a cemetery owned by the city. I think it goes all the way back to 1871. It had a different name then. It was acquired from the old Eagleton Land Company. For a number of years, it's been under management of the Oak Hill Memorial Association. I believe their name is. Stuart Oates is their executive director. He was planning to be here today, and apparently he's not been able to make it unless he's sitting in chambers.
That would be
I looked and didn't see him.
Okay.
But they periodically, there aren't a whole lot of lots left to sell, but they do have a few lots left to sell up there. And so they periodically approve the sale of lots. We treat those as surplus city property because it is city-owned and it is surplus property. It's
Okay.
not used for municipal purposes. So we go through the same level of formality we do to sell any other city property. So that does require council approval of an ordinance. You all will be making a finding that the property is not needed for public or municipal purposes. I think that's fairly safe to say. There were three sales that you have before you. One is to former Mayor Arrington. Another one is to Stephen Bostic. And then the other one is to Charles Edward Saab and his wife Betsy Wyatt Saab.
All right. Thank you, councilors. If I could entertain a motion so that we can
So
discuss
moved.
the item.
Second.
All right. And now any questions?
Madam,
Yes.
Yeah.
Ms. Clark?
so the prices were all over the place. I noticed that it was a nominal consideration for Richard Arrington, probably because of his public service or
That's right.
something.
The board expressly decided that. He did not
And he's a
request that.
celebrity. He's a celebrity. They have some.
Like Shuttlesworth.
Yeah, like Shuttlesworth is a celebrity in that cemetery, and so is A.H. Parker, and
I didn't realize he was buried there.
yeah. So and William Pettiford, who I just got through preaching about. But anyway, so
And then
Madam C.J. Walker, Madam
I'm trying to remember her name.
the Madam
Yeah, she really was.
Was a madam.
A real madam instead of.
Tutwiler. Is it Tutwiler?
Oh, no.
No.
She was an outstanding member of the.
Oh, okay. But anyway, how was the price determined on those other
Well,
two?
the other two is based on the size. I think the one of them, the more expensive one is 350 square feet, and I believe the other one, even those two people, is only 64 square feet.
Okay.
And it's size and location.
Because we had
Yeah,
legal
they have a good
descriptions.
view.
I couldn't really, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and I was hoping Mr. Oates could be here to explain that. He did want, he made it clear to me, and I'll pass that along, that former Mayor Arrington did not request that he was willing to pay, full freight to do that. It was the board's decision to make it nominal consideration.
Well, the only other comment I want to make about Oak Hill, I was on the board for a short period of time, but it just became an arboretum, and it's one of 5 arboretums in the state of Alabama. So it has the potential to be a really important tourist draw for people who want to go to arboretums. I mean, it's already pretty cool to visit, but they have we talk about the flooding issues everywhere else. They have really bad issues with the hydrology over there, and we may have some floating graves like New Orleans
Oh, wow.
if we don't invest in the erosion control in that facility. I just wanted to put that out there because it is ours and it needs some attention.
Yeah, the other cemeteries we have are flat. East Lake.
This one's
East
rolling.
Lake is flat and Greenwood, but it doesn't belong to us, we just mow it. And then, the other one we own is Eagleton, yeah, and it's flat. So, but gosh, poor Oak Hill, just,
Yeah.
the oaks
So-
are falling down the hill.
Mhm.
But anyway, I wanted to ask
Yes, ma'am.
also, Stephen Bostock, he's the, when I first looked through these, I thought, oh, well, the couple is the most expensive because there's 2 of them, but actually Stephen
getting-
Bostock, his is $30,000, Mayor Arrington is $10, and the other one is $10,000 for 2 people. I sure wish that Stuart Oaks was here so we could ask him.
Yeah,
how
because I
they-
thought the prices were just, seemed real arbitrary.
And you said maybe a little bit of location,
The
maybe?
location and in the size, again, I think it should be within the description,
So one's on a hill or something?
Robostics, again, is 350 square feet. It's got the map listing, but I don't know how to identify that. And the other one was, I believe it was total 64 square feet, so 350
that's
versus 64 square
significant.
feet.
That's pretty significant. But is the price commensurate with the size? Is it
I
the
don't
smaller
think they
one?
do it strictly on a square foot across the board. I think the location does also have an impact.
Well,
So, I don't think I have all 3 of them with me.
I thought they were all 3 attached.
that's
Yes,
good.
they are.
Okay, they are.
Yes.
So the one, okay, I got 10,000. So the one that's 10,000 is the smaller one?
Yes.
It's only 64 square
64
feet.
square feet.
64 square feet. And the one that's 30,000 is
350.
350 square feet. Jesus.
Well, maybe he's putting his whole family in there.
Okay.
Maybe it, does
Or
it
he wants a
specify in
park.
more than one plot or one grave, or is it just the amount of
Well, all it
space
says
there?
is this is a quadrangle consisting of 350 square feet. So maybe it's
More
for
than
more
one.
than one
Mhm,
person.
more than the 2
because,
people.
My
Mhm.
goodness, it doesn't take very much space to bury.
Some
Correct.
possibly,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they also have a columbarium, I think, there. So if you're cremated, you can just have a little beauty
Oh,
spot.
you put your ashes there, okay.
I could probably afford one of those.
Yeah.
The
Well,
way
I'm gonna
prices are
afford
going.
it. Well, Madam.
Any other questions for Attorney Stanley?
And I'll make sure Mr. Oates is here for the council.
Thank
meeting.
you. All right, and we do apologize if he tried to find us. We did change the room, so we thank you. But if he would, I think it would be great. Probably other questions. Counselors, any other questions? Are we ready to call for the vote?
Well, I would, and
Yes.
we made the you made
Yeah,
the
we
motion,
did.
and I
Yes.
seconded
Yeah.
it, so we don't have to do that. So,
All right,
yeah,
all
we
those in
can-
favor of this particular item with the cemetery lot deeds, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? None. Thank you very much. This item
We'll
passes.
have it on the agenda next Tuesday.
Thank you. We'll be glad to see you
Good,
there.
thank you.
Yes, and
Motion
now
to
do I have a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn? Second. All those in favor?